Welcome to the 7th episode of Wabak Murtabak with me, Junson, and my partner in crime, cousin Roy. And today we are talking about football again, and not just any football, the big one, the story that has been brewing for 7 years. And it is for this one person, Manchester United's Executive Vice Chairman, Ed Woodward. And joining us here today to discuss this, we have two Red Devils, Rohan and Vas. Welcome back to Wabak Murtabak.
What's up, boys?
What's up? What's up?
Thank you.
How are you,
Thank you
Macha?
for having me. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have seen many smoke screens. I mean, every time when there's a transfer story, then we will then hear something else that's coming up. And usually when you look at a lot of other clubs, when you hear smoke screens like that, like different rumors coming up, there's something bigger usually that followed. But for Woodward, I don't know, is this just smoke and no screen, or what do you think?
Who wants to go? Who's first?
You go ahead first.
Yep.
Me? Okay. Wow. You guys can hear me, yeah? Okay.
I can hear you.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. You are right. 7 years. Woodward. It's not the United that I know in the transfer market. In the way they manage even the youth team and how they wrote the squad. They developed the squad as well. It's not the same. With the previous executive David Gill and so on, we knew what we were going to get, or literally, if the club said they were going to go for someone, and we literally got that person, it was that effective. With Woodward, nope. I think he has screwed up enough times. I think he's just not. Tactically, he just doesn't know what he's doing. To be honest, I think he's just getting paid too much. He's keeping the Glazers sweet, and he just loves his job. That's it. And I think he's just not. He's not delivering at all. This is not the first time. I think we are lucky to have gotten. Again, I will go back to Fernandes. I think we're lucky to have gotten him, but we missed out on various other players that we should have. And I think he has screwed up too much. I think Sanchez, for example, the contract that we gave Sanchez was simply really
Ridiculous.
stupid, ridiculous. Yep. The kind of money that we agreed to pay him, and finally, where did it all end up anyway? So this is something that I think we need to change. But we don't know how to get him out of the establishment, the team, the whole thing itself. And I think apart from the managers and the choices that we made, he is one of the key people that has resulted in us going backwards instead of going forward. So that's my take for now. But yeah, Rohan.
Yeah. As was said, 7 years. It's been more misses than hits. With after David Gill left, it seemed like we were aimless, we were clueless in the transfer market, despite having numerous big targets and key players that they actually pinned on, that they were coming to United. In the end of the day, we were, the fans were constantly disappointed. We never got whoever we want, the players we needed, we wanted. And I don't know how. I really don't know how his approach is to the transfer market and how his approach is to getting the players that we need. It seems to be more of rumors than most of the time. It's just as you said, it's more smoke. There's a lot of smoke. There's no fire. There is no urgency in Kim getting the players that we need. We seem to be rushing into getting last-minute buys, desperate buys. As was said, Fernandes I was damn shocked, and I was quite very surprised that we actually got Fernandes.
Exactly.
That was the best buy actually in the 7 years. I think that was the best buy that we ever had. And the Sanchez fiasco, thank God it's bloody over. That was mad. Who the hell pays? And the time when we actually signed Sanchez as a free agent, he was in a dip in his form. He was already he was lagging in Arsenal.
He was a misfit, lah. He was a
Correct.
misfit.
And
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
but it was stupid money that we're paying him. And because of that, every other player in United, the wage structure had a massive shift in United because everyone was not happy anymore.
Okay, let me jump
all
in here
these-
real quick. You see,
Yeah, but
as a football guy, I think we all can agree that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, back when we were trying to get Bastian Schweinsteiger, back when he was in his 30s, and we were also talking about paying him top dollar. I thought this was a bad buy because he's not going to be used to the pace in the English Premier League. But there is a video out there showing an interview with Woodward where he's saying, imagine what it feels like when Bastian Schweinsteiger joins Manchester United. And I was thinking, man, somebody there should just give him a tight slap. Now, Sanchez, that's it. Sanchez aside, right? Every time somebody, Manchester United wants to buy a player, everybody's asking over average market price.
Yes.
Yeah. So this guy, they are saying since he came in, financially he's done well because we're still profitable. That's how we can still award top dollar. So do you guys think these prices that people are charging Manchester United for players who have potential, should we be paying these prices? Which is what the whole thing about Ed Woodward is, he doesn't want to pay. Yeah. Rohan, you go first.
I actually disagree. Yes, we shouldn't be paying the prices. He seems to be targeting bankable players, marketable players. Obviously, yes, we will make back the money through merchandising and everything. But end of the day, is a bankable player, marketable player, the perfect fit for the team? In the end of the day, it's the team performance that will spell the success of the team.
No, but the price. Should we be paying this kind of top dollar?
We shouldn't be paying so much money. His job should be negotiating a fair deal where it's a win-win for the both of us.
So now, so Vas, so can you jump in with this Sancho thing? So now, Rohan is saying we have to pay the top dollar to get the top player. Do you think we should be paying this kind of top money?
No, I think definitely not. I think the way we were he had positioned, I say he is the Woodward positioned United was to make our interests known so much earlier. There was nothing stealth about it. They knew somewhat he was desperate. We are desperate, and this has been going on. They were flogging this price. This was out there already, and that's running the rule as we speak. But before I forget as well, I think this is not the only thing. He renewed contracts. He renewed the likes of Ashley Young's contracts and so on. Ashley Young was sold eventually to Inter Milan for 3.5 million pounds. But he renewed the contract of Ashley Young and the likes
wasn't
of
that the manager's request? Give him another 1 year contract.
I don't think so. I think Solskjaer still does not have a hand in this directly, and I think at the end of the day, I think the board still has to approve it. It all boils down to profit and loss. But anyway.
Okay. Yeah. So is it his fault now that we may not get Jadon Sancho?
I think so. I think so, and I think he's clueless. I don't think he knows how to negotiate it. Okay. Going back earlier again. After David Gale, it was Peter Kenyon. Peter Kenyon moved to Chelsea.
He was good.
Glazers took over. Glazers allowed this fool to be there. I think he keeps the Glazers sweet. He keeps the board sweet, and that's why he's in a job. It's simple as that. It's as simple as that. Okay, he's keeping everybody at the board level sweet. That's why he's still in a job. But from a footballing stance, no way.
He's a businessman. So
I don't think even he's that. He's not even that.
He's a accountant before this, right?
Correct.
So,
but the thing is,
can we say that he's actually a penny
it,
pincher?
the Glazers are running it like a business. The Glazers are running it like a business, and he's keeping them happy. They're keeping it a market. It's sort of still a marketable club. So as long as it's a marketable club, it's happy. It's everyone's happy. But the thing is,
I know.
At the end of the day, the success of the club depends not on how much merchandise you sell or how popular you are. It's how you do in the game, how you do on the field.
One thing about this guy, if you go to the Man United website, you go and look at sponsors and partners. We have literally every big name out there. This is one of the things that he has made or he's successful at. he is good at making partnerships, getting various vendors and partners and sponsorships in.
Yeah,
Now
even we have
that's
a
his
sleeve
value.
sponsor now, right? We even have
Yes,
a
correct.
sleeve
No,
sponsor.
It's a
yeah,
full
yeah.
sponsor.
In fact,
Oh,
that
Yeah.
that's one of his strengths. Yes, but definitely not on the understanding the footballing, this thing, and negotiating terms with the clubs like this. Dortmund. I mean, it made United look like amateurs. Basically this whole deal. I
okay,
Yeah,
thought,
so
and
they are taunting and trolling United on the Twitter as well and on the
exactly.
Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
okay,
But I
so
look like
then let's
idiots.
go to the next big thing that some people are saying that. Okay, so since he's the one who's also in charge of the company, which is Manchester United, and also in charge of footballing affairs, maybe
Yep,
it's high time we got a director of football. Now,
yep.
first question is, do you think we should get a director of football? Which means Ed Woodward has to give up some power and all that. He's got to get used to it, and somebody else has to work with the manager and the team to get the players they want. And who do you think it should be?
Mm.
Yeah, who wants to go first? Anyone's got it on their head?
I, if I may very quickly, I think it's not going to happen. If it was meant to happen, it would have happened already. Because we are crying out for such an actor, a person of that responsibility. It's not happened, and I think Woodward is being very protective of his position, and he's still trying to maneuver his way into pleasing both the board and the fans. But that's how I see it. So I don't think so. If it were to happen, I can't name anybody that I know of. Amongst things, I would probably get an agent, one of the top agents, as the director of football. On the
Like Wolves, right? Wolves,
Yeah,
they're tied up with what's that guy's name? That Mendes fella, is it? That's why most of their players, even the manager, is
ah,
Jorge, man.
from the
yeah,
same
Jorge
agency.
ah,
Yeah,
Jorge Mendes.
yeah. If I'm
yes,
not mistaken,
yeah,
one of the agents, they are tied up with that. That's why they can
yeah.
get all big names in there.
So you think we should get a director of football? It should be somebody who's a kind of like a football agent or something, and
Yeah,
the
football
whole
agent
thing will
scout,
happen.
all in one, rolled in one. Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay,
So
Mm.
Rowan?
you know the value.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agree. Definitely get a football director. But as Was said, it's difficult to see Woodward ever giving up the power to footballing affairs to a football director. As he said, we should have done. If we have planned that, we would have actually done that 7 years ago. We would have
yeah.
got it
Merely
7 years
find a
ago.
scapegoat. Yeah,
Yeah, correct.
Do you
So
know
the
what I
thing
think?
is,
I think there's always a chance where, like in some clubs, you get one of the ex-players to come in and be a football director.
Like
Like in
Van
Barcelona,
der Sar and
yeah,
back
yeah.
then. Now,
Okay.
Michael or
Yes. I was going to say that. Yes, I would actually bring one of the old guard back. Someone who knows the United structure, someone who knows the United tradition, maybe, and maybe someone who knows what someone would actually not knows, but someone would do discuss with Socia and see the direction he's heading
the
and
you know,
help
or
him
you can
build.
say like a balance between the business side and the football side,
Correct.
and someone that has a history.
A knowledge of the history, the
no,
tradition,
you
and
see,
the current style of play that Socia wants.
yeah,
Someone who's a bit more knowledgeable. And Woodward
yeah.
is none of that. Is none of
Yeah,
that.
if you ask me, that role is a top scout. A top scout will definitely fit that role because they
Mm.
will know what to look at from a attitude of a player, what they can do, how they can be marketed. I mean, I forget about marketing, but how they can contribute to the team and value them for the price. So when they go in for the kill and they say they want to buy this player, they say no, sorry, this is all I'm going to offer you for this player because I'm the scout. I'm a known scout. Nobody's going to challenge that. If I'm a good scout and I've got a reputation as a good scout and I value the player as such, nobody's going to challenge that, or hardly would challenge that. So I think that's a kind of best position if you look for a director, not some high profile name just because hit and miss or he's got lucky or whatever it is. Yeah, ex players, but I still think a good scout who brings in players, who has got a history of doing well, will be a good director of football.
so do you think that right now we may be missing out on Sancho? You think we might get him?
I think we'll be missing out on
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of good players in the meantime.
I mean,
If you're going to be
yeah,
fixated on the Sancho thing, I think we're going to miss out on a lot of other good deals that could potentially help us if the Sancho thing drops. I think we should be focused on
what is what is mystifying is that when we can screw up with the Sanchez deal, and when they've asked for 100 million, okay, whether it's worth it or not, we not even saying yes or no. And I think I had the chat with the guys earlier. There's many ways to skin a cat as well. So I was saying, like, if it's 100 million, yeah, okay, fine. Maybe we agree a installment payment over 3 or 4 years or whatever it is. You still get your money at the end of the day. There's so many ways of doing it, it makes me think: is that the only thing? Is that the only issue? Is 100 million the only issue? Is there other issues that we can't get him? Is it because this guy just does not know how to negotiate? I don't know.
I mean, if you look at it, his history in negotiation itself is not that good as well. I mean, even the first signing itself, it started off wrong already. Look at Marwan Fellaini. He could have gotten him cheaper, just a few days, actually, a few days, and he ended up paying 4 million more just because he fumbled. And then under Herrera, remember the first season is supposed to get him, and somehow some mystery figures that
28.5 million,
disrupted the thing, and then he missed the deadline.
Same price next year.
And under Herrera is being investigated for match fixing, and he left conveniently to where? PSG, right? He's not even playing for PSG at the moment, right?
Yep.
And this is a guy that actually conveniently left the club, where he is now being investigated for match fixing, and we still paid him top dollar. What? I don't understand this. I don't understand this.
Right. So is Manchester United's transfer market this season now considered a disaster because the closing date was August 10? Of course, that's that extension. Yeah.
I mean, that's the deadline for Sancho.
Sancho.
Was done,
But this one is until the 5th of October, if not mistaken.
Yeah.
So now they're looking at this young Barcelona boy, Ata Fasu or something. Have you guys seen how he?
Fasu.
Fasu. Have you seen how you seen him?
No, I've not.
No.
To be honest.
Okay.
But we apparently just signed Philip Stevanovic, right, from Belgrade.
I don't know.
A youth player,
17-year-old winger.
Yeah, which brings me to that question. Actually, I wanted to ask. Now, should we buy established players or buy youngsters now? Like, you're looking at the current team, right? Okay, like, I mean, I don't want to go into what the problems are. I know you're going to say defense, except for one Bissaka, but, majority of the team is young. It's so young. Like, when are we going to win a title? You know what I mean? So, should we be buying youngsters like this or buying established players like Sancho and whoever else?
Sancho is young as well. Sancho
is still quite young.
That's why we're paying 108 million for potential, So should we be buying these young players or should we be going for more established players?
I think, established. There has to be a mix. Established, like Pogba's age group and so on, which has experience, creativity and so on, who has played at the highest level in Champions League and so on. So I think there's
proven
enough,
talent, at least.
Definitely a proven talent. Proven talent. Yeah, we must have that mix. So that they can dictate the play as well. If you tell me, if we don't get anybody else, anybody important or anybody good enough, I think we can't challenge for anything next season. We will be in the same space.
Same boat.
We'll be in the
same boat. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, recently, ever since Solskjaer was appointed, there's this one word we keep hearing. It's this consistent line. It's like the DNA. Okay, what is the DNA?
What DNA?
Dinosaur DNA for Jurassic Park.
I don't know.
The one inside the little thing, with the mosquito.
Are they trying to clone the type of players
I think this
or...
DNA thing. Okay, it's a bit of a stretch, but I think he probably has something in mind. But I think at the moment he can't do anything about it because we just don't have the players to do it, and you can't be playing with so many games, and especially with the COVID causing everything to come so close together. We can't sustain any sort of form if we're going to depend on just that same 11 people playing the entire time. This is not
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
This is not feasible.
yeah.
So
It's
I
not
honestly,
gonna.
okay, even if the okay, yes, Sancho coming is interesting. Would be really interesting to see Sancho come, but I don't think it's the end of the world if you don't get Sancho. Look at other players. Get the other players. Use that money and spread it around and get whatever. Get the
Yeah.
depth that we need. Get the depth that we need. It's okay. Fine. We don't get the Sancho. Is fine. I mean, screw that. At least we get the depth, and then we can probably build something to challenge for something
I
next season.
Yeah, yeah. I'd be really interested in understanding how we negotiated the Sanchez deal for him to get such a pay. Now that being a benchmark, now every other player who comes in is probably going to expect
Correct.
an aloof
Top dollar. Yeah.
this guy who's going to now just throw a contract and say, yeah, as long as you sign for me, here's your, this is what you're going to get. Rubbish. This is rubbish. I just don't know. I think that is the very disappointing part about United at the moment. That's a very disappointing part. I think we have a inspirational kind of manager who works hard, who is trying his best. And to support him, I think we don't have that caliber. We don't have that person
Yeah.
of that caliber. No, we don't. So it's I don't. That's why I don't not going to hold so much of hope. Even though we're in the Champions League, good. Yes, we are there. But to challenge for the title and all of that, no way. I'm not convinced at this moment in time, and I still think it's going to take a few more years until we replace him or he converts into something or what, I don't know. Yeah, that's
Agree.
how I feel.
All right. So I guess Ed Woodward's not the guy for us, but he's still stuck there.
We have no choice.
Whichever player whichever player we try to get next, God knows whether things are going to work out or not. But yeah.
Well, just
I
hope,
thought if
hope to God that we
the
get at
Saudis,
least. Sorry.
I thought if the Saudis shifted because now the Saudis didn't want to go and buy Newcastle, that deal fell
Yeah.
through or has literally fallen through. So now if they want to come in and hopefully if they are willing to put their money here and get rid of this entire ownership and the board, maybe it'll be a different thing altogether. I don't know. Ultimately,
Then,
we need the money as well to compete, I think.
then we'll be like Real Madrid already, paying top dollar for players for But that's the way it's going. Honestly, if you look at it, even PSG is doing it. They go investigate it. Then after whatever ban and then whatever back to normal. Manchester City, which probably should have been banned longer for buying players. Okay, now it's okay. It's all good.
No,
So it's
but
ridiculous, man.
They
as
settled the deal. They settled the
as
deal.
Was said earlier, Woodward has actually got enough partnerships, sponsorship deals, and merchandising rights and everything going through that actually we are still in a very rather decent financial situation that wouldn't be a problem. I don't think
So
that would be a problem.
let Woodward focus on that. Let him just
Yeah,
handle
exactly.
all of that.
Exactly.
All of that.
Let
Don't get
someone else
involved in
handle
football
the
matters.
football
Football,
matters.
Exactly.
exactly. Definitely.
And
Get
get the
someone else to handle football.
and get the purse from the board and say, the board, I approve you 250 million for this season, 500 million this season, go and buy or get whatever place you can within this budget and do the necessary. Okay, fine. But not Woodward. No. I think he should just focus on what he's doing well and stay in that position. That's it. He's definitely not the guy. I mean, as simple as that. I'll just say, to end it, I'll say, I mean, to this thing, I'll say no lah. This guy is not the guy. I hope he goes or he dies.
Definitely, Woodward's not the man. Definitely not the man.
All right. So I mean, there you have it. What are our views on Ed Woodward? And once again, I'd like to thank frustrations. Correct. Once again, I'd like to thank Rohan and Vas for sharing their thoughts.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having us.
And of
Thank
course,
you.
cousin Roy.
Thank you for coming.
We really hope that whatever happens in the next season will be a good one for MU. Let's just hope some miracle happen. And once again, thank you everyone. And this is
Thank you.
Wabak Murtabak. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.